right now, it's a very good morning to you once again, and a very warm welcome to Morning Live. We're still coming to you live from Sinaba Stadium here in Thokoza in Ekurhuleni in the Gauteng province. Today it's the observation of World AIDS Day. I beg your pardon. This is Davidton, not Thokoza, as I said earlier on. Yeah, this is Davidton here in Ekurhuleni. But most importantly, we're here because today the world is observing AIDS Day, as we do know, like I was saying earlier on, that the epidemic is quite a huge problem here in South Africa because there are about 7 million people who are living with this virus here in South Africa, and we have about 2,000 new infections between young women of the ages of 15 to 24 in South Africa. And we do know that, of course, that the South African National AIDS Council, SANAC, aims to monitor and coordinate the HIV response in the country. In 2012, SANAC said that the prevalence of HIV amongst males was 2.9% and nearly 4 times higher among females at 11.4%. So that's the situation. But just to get a perspective as to how SANAC is dealing with the epidemic, we joined now here by the Deputy Chairperson of SANAC, Mapaseka Letsike. Mapaseka, it's a very good morning to you and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, and good morning to your viewers.
Thank you so much. I know that you and I were having a conversation just before we came on air saying that it looks like, things are not looking good for South Africa.
Oh, but things are not. We have the largest HIV epidemic in the world. We've got over 7 million people in South Africa living with HIV. But at least what we know is that over half of that population are on ARVs, antiretroviral, which means they can lead a healthy lifestyle. So I think what looks good is a collective of partners and stakeholders from government, civil society, development partners and private sector working together to monitor and coordinate the HIV response.
But at the same time, it's quite worrying. I was looking at the statistics, about 2,000 new infections every week, not even every year, every week, and that's between young women, between the age of 15 and 24. And it's very worrying, like I'm saying that, especially if you're looking at the statistics that it's, between the young people.
Yeah, I think that is a worrying factor. What we know is that these young people are not infecting themselves. They are also not infected by these boys of the same age. 15 to 24, they are infected by older men, macho men who have money and who are able to dominate. These young women are unable to negotiate safer sex, and also it's not only the issue around HIV transmission or vulnerabilities, it's also around teenage pregnancy, which is the biggest issue that we have in South Africa. There's high rates of gender-based violence that we are experiencing in the country. What we know as well, gender-based violence is the driver of the epidemic as well. So that striking and shocking prevalence amongst young women, it's quite worrying. And what we have seen, we've seen in June the Deputy President launching the She Conquers campaign, which is mobilizing programs that are responding to the needs of adolescent girls and young women, to then say, South Africans, come together. Let us empower young women. Let us build resilience as well.
All right, Mapaseka, tell us more about the National Strategic Plan that's been achieved by SANAC. What does it entail?
We are right at the end of the current National Strategic Plan 2012 to 2016. We had 4 strategic objectives. 1, to address the social and structural barriers, issues around social norms, issues around gender-based violence. The second area was around prevention. Third area was around treatment, which we've seen a whole number of upscaling of people, getting people on treatment. The last one, which is addressing human rights and access to justice. Right now we're going into the new NSP. We are so revitalized, we are ready. We are also calling on South Africans to say it's a great opportunity before we launch it by the 24th of March, which will be the World TB Day. We want South Africans to contribute. We've got 6 strategic objectives that we've agreed on just now recently, where we had the high level meeting with SANAC, where we're saying, South Africans, come together. We want accountability, we want shared responsibility, we want to focus to the population that we know are at high risk of contracting HIV. TB is also another issue. So we can't speak of HIV and not talk about TB. We know that we are ranking number 3 in the world. We've got over 450,000 new infections. We are calling for the response. We need people to also adhere on treatment. The Minister of Health has launched the Universal Test and Treat. We are calling for South Africans to also adhere.
All right, Mapaseka, there are thousands of issues that we can touch on, but due to time constraints, let's just leave it at that. Thank you so much for your time.
So much.
Thank you very much. There we have it. That's the Deputy Chairperson of the South African National AIDS Council, Mapaseka Letsike, talking to us about the strides that SANAC has made thus far in terms of fighting the epidemic here in South Africa. I mean, we do know that the theme or the slogan rather for this year's celebrations or commemoration is "It is in our hands to end HIV and TB." Well, let's take you back to our studios in Johannesburg. We'll be back here from Sanaba Stadium.